Yo, family, welcome to another episode of Wednesday Reads. I'm your host, Jonathan Soul. I grab a terrific black comic, African-American owned and operated. I grab one of these comics and I do a walkthrough. So this week we're going to do Summons. Dun, 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 dun. Summons by the man himself, Christopher Williams, out there in Pennsylvania, outside of Philly. He pulled a terrific team together. Inks is Jake Eisenberg. Colors is Danielle Alexis St. Pierre. And you notice that French. You see how the little French style. And Victor Bartlett on interior inks, or rather interior colors. So yeah, he pulled together a dream team for this book. So what is Summons? Summons is a comic book series. It's like kind of fantasy, sci-fi, a little horror adventure book. So if you had a pot, right? This is the comic book pot. If you had a pot and you poured in a little supernatural, you know those two guys? My daughter loves that thing. With the bracelets. She got the bracelets and everything. So throw in supernatural, right? Throw in Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the older cats. And for the even older ones, throw in Spawn, right? Todd McFarlane's Spawn. So you get the sense it's two main characters, a young lady named Christine Helios, and 17-year-old high school girl. She has a very interesting background, which I'm not going to go into because I want you to read the book. And by the way, you can get the book over at CW Art. So let me just pull up the website real quick while I'm talking to you. If you go to cw2bsart.com, and he's actually working. I'm gonna give you a brief introduction to number 1 and 2, and he's working on 3 at this recording right now. Okay, let's get into it. So the book opens up. We kind of see that she's in the woods and she's surrounded by demons. Dun 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 dun. Oh shit, little girl, 17 years old. Surrounded by demons in the woods, you better call for some backup. But no, she takes her sword and opens up, or a dagger, and opens up a can of butt whooping and begins to serve some fresh punches and kicks to these demons. And they don't fare very well. So that's all done. And so there's some other characters in this book that I'm not going to tell you about. Why? Because I want you to buy the book. I want you to support this artist. You guys have had enough of, Super, Captain, Spider, Bat, Panther. You guys had enough of that. You need some original content. You need some content by African-American artists. Because there's an African-American ethos that you will find throughout the books that I review that's very unique to our culture. And it's something that you need to expose yourself to, particularly your kids. All right, if they're adults listening to this. So let's go into it. Yeah, so she opens up a can of whoop butt or whatever. And so there's I would say a mentor character that kind of pops up. But I'm not going to show you because I want you to get the book, right? So let's skip. So we skip to deeper inside the book, and we learn a little bit about some other demons that she has to fight in high school. Well, they're not really demons. They're just the cliquish, gossipy girls. They aren't very nice. They're very rude, and so they're talking mad stuff about her. She tries to handle it. Christine is kind of a passive-aggressive kind of vibration, so she just holds on till she can't stand it no more, and then she lets him have it. With some, I would say some very strong language. And so, of course, the teacher doesn't know what's going on. I mean, he can't hear them whispering, talking mad stuff. So he sends her to the office, right? So that's her life. Misunderstood teenager. The book goes into some of her friends, some of her home life, the struggles there. So so Chris spends a lot of time developing this character. Of course, meanwhile, down on the ground, we see these demons is plotting, scheming, you understand, trying to get the upper hand. They didn't like that butt whooping that they got the other day. And so as she kind of sits in her bed at night, just kind of pondering, her life and the challenges that she has and everything, next thing, bam, crash, rah, that kind of thing. So then there's a fight that happens, and this, that, and the light of the special effects, CGI, the whole nine. And but I'm not gonna show you that why. Because I want you to buy the book. I want you to go to cdub2bs.com and cop this. You could also get it on Comixology. I think I got Comixology first. And me, I always like to have the digital and the print. So I found Chris's site, and I copped the physical. All right, let's go to the other book, right? He got 2 books out. One, at the time of this recording, it's the 3rd one he's working on. All right, this one, number 2, is the same. Is it the same team? Let me see. Nope, we got a new person on this team. But yeah, we're talking about Summons number 2, right? What beast lurks in the heart of this man? Dun, 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 dun. And so we open up with some kids, kind of. Well, basically, we open up with this brother laying beside this massacred deer in the woods, and some little kids find him, and they think that he's dead. Hey, you want to see a dead body? You know, that kind of thing. And of course, he's not dead. He's like, what? He wakes up and eek, they run away or whatever. So first, he got to figure out, why am I beside this wounded deer? And I'm not going to show you, but he kind of upchucks a little bit, because apparently his stomach doesn't like the taste of raw deer. And it's like, raw deer? The heck? And then all of a sudden, this mysterious man appears out the woods talking mad smack, like, yeah, man, had a rough night, that kind of thing. And it's like, who the heck are you? Kind of thing. And so they converse a little bit. And then unbeknownst to both of these guys, there's some guy with an antique cell phone whispering about them behind the tree. And it's like, okay, I'm not sure what that's about. So, oh, yeah, by the way, the brother's name is, he's an officer, a police officer. His name is John Farrell. All right, if I didn't mention that before, his name is John Farrell. And so there's some other stuff that happens in this book, which I'm not going to tell you why. I know, because I want you to buy the book. So we go into his normal life. He gets himself cleaned up and everything. And he's talking to his wife who's pregnant. And she's, pregnant women need attention, you understand. And he's trying to balance that with the other stuff that he's doing. So we get a little touch. And that's the thing that Chris does. He balances very well the superhero or supernatural part of the character and his normal life. I mean, because if they're always, swinging from, jumping over rooftops, they kind of, it makes it disconnected from us. You know what I mean? We don't care about the character as much because they're off, they're kind of this deified kind of vibration. But if they got homework they're struggling with, or they got problems at the job, well, then we can all relate to that. And so we go into some other aspects, and there's an interesting crossover effect that happens between issue number 1 and issue number 2. But what? I'm not going to show you right now. I'm not going to show you. And so, of course, meanwhile, back in the woods, we see that creepy dude that was whispering on an antique cell phone. It might have been Nokia. I don't know what it was, but it was an old phone. And so he's talking this stuff, and I guess he's talking to himself. Until we go to the big page and we see that he's surrounded by werewolves. Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, family. Of course, we're not even halfway through the book. Some other stuff happened, but guess what? Yeah, I know. You're not going to tell us because you want us to. Yeah, basically. So so you can go to Comixology and you can grab these 2 titles if you want to get them on the digital. And of course, you can go purchase it over the print at CDub with 2 B's, cdubart.com, and you guys will really dig it. So Summons by Christopher Williams, Summons number 1 and number 2 on the Think Alike product. Looks like Think Alike production imprint. All right, family, love you guys. Hope all your dreams come true. This is Jonathan Soul with our Wednesday Reads. Holla. And before I forget, follow me on Twitter. JOHNATHANSOUL on Twitter. You can go to my website, jonathansoul.com, and you can find all the interviews I do. I focus on African American comic book creators and fiction writers, mostly comics. But, you know, you can find mystery writers, thrillers, people who write kind of paranormal romance. Yeah, that's the thing. Paranormal romance. Kai Leaks is the truth. And she wrote she wrote some stuff over there. So yeah, so definitely check them out. And of course, go over and support Chris, C-Dub Art, 2Bs, and or go look up Summons on Comixology. And yeah, family, at this moment in time, right? I'm recording this May in 2017. There is a renaissance of African American content creation happening. Same thing that happened in the 90s. The African American community about every 30 years or so. And so be a part of it. Support these artists if you're not creating your own art. And definitely enjoy. Love you guys. Peace.